Hello, this is Sullivan Adams. This is me giving you a video on what I think of My Hero Academia Season 1 and half of Season 2. Be sure to comment, rate, subscribe, let me know what you think down below. Also, make sure to click that notification bell to let me know that there's more video coming out if you ever do want to subscribe and want more videos like this. Anyway, let's get started. My Hero Academia is probably one of the best anime to come out in the past 10 years, especially with the manga itself. It's a brilliant display of superheroism, action, comedy, family, and other tropes that makes the series very unique. Sure, it's basically a show about people with superpowers. We've seen that before all the time, but you gotta love the overarching story, the connections, and how it makes you feel. You know, for me as a person who likes stories, especially if it gets to the main point and it gets to detail, especially how they play the characters out emotionally and physically. I for one will want to continue to watch this kind of storyline. You know, I mean, My Hero Academia, it's been one of the most popular anime, well-known variety. I mean, all three seasons are out available for streaming and DVDs. So pretty much it's everywhere right now, and it's grown a lot in popularity. Available where there is, on Funimation, in Crunchyroll, pretty much everywhere you can find it. Yeah, I overall liked the story and the theme of the series, especially with the main protagonist of the series. Like the main lead of the series is named Izuku Midoriya. He's basically a shy kid who wants to be a hero, but in a world where superpowers are the norm, and he's basically an outcast. As for not having being one of them, it's definitely hard and difficult. He is the underdog in this situation. You have to admire him. How do I best sum this up? Uh, in a world where superpowers are the norm, a young boy aspires to be the greatest hero of all time. Right, right. Admiring the most powerful hero that ever lived, All Might, as his idol, he achieves to become the world's greatest superhero like him. However, much to the dismay of his classmates, especially this one boy who grew up with, Tatsuki Bakudo, who constantly teases and mocks him, and he still continues on forward with his dream. Then one day he encounters the hero himself, All Might, the greatest hero on Earth. Uh, with this encounter, he sees like to be a pro hero, and it will change his destiny forever. That's my best summary of season one. Because I didn't want to spoil it, especially for those who did watch the anime. But I think that the season has already been spoiled. Izuku tries to become the best hero that he can be, and he's under the tutelage of All Might, right? The greatest hero that it is. Basically the symbol of peace. So popular, and his catchphrase is basically "He smash and plus ultra." Those are definitely memes. I for one enjoyed the series, especially the first season. Yeah. Then there's the second season, of the series. Before I get into that, I really liked how they handled the first season because the first season itself was only 13 episodes, and then when the second season came out, it became 25. Seeing how much of a huge success and how much story it was, they definitely let you who coming in and knowing that they're going to continue off of what happened at the end of the last season. And seeing, so it's going to be like no time save. It's going to keep continuing forward and forward. I for one like how they did this approach, like just starting off as it ended. For me, I think that's probably one of the best maneuvers they could, because so many fans, enjoy how much of a fun ride this was. It's not the first anime parodying superheroes and stuff. Look up Studio One and One Punch Man, and One Punch Man's other show, Mob Psycho 100. Both shows are getting a second season this year. Season two from Mob Psycho is coming out. I'm gonna do some live reaction to that. For me, as a fan in general, I for one enjoyed Mob Psycho 100 the first season and One Punch Man the second season. Even though there's been a lot of hype and skepticism because it was so expensive. Season one was so expensive, so many studios, and they had to put the season on delay for a while. They didn't even think about putting episode one of One Punch Man out first, then wait wait a whole year for the rest of the season. And good thing they didn't do that because it would be just why do that? Anyway, enough being off topic. Hope you like that side note. For me, I loved how they handled season one, especially with all these characters like Tenya Ida, whose brother is a pro hero. You see, Bakugo, the bully that was Kishi Midoriya, even though they were childhood friends, and oh, Shoto Todoroki, this other boy, who is very talented, and Ko Uraga, I love, and you gotta love her, because she's such a nice person. I, for one, loved how they handled her. How they, especially with what happened at the end of season one, and it goes into season two. Season two is basically continuation of season one, but it leads you to kind of a tournament arc style. But what season two, was very good because by doing a tournament arc, you can see them grow and progress as characters, make them fight against each other, see what they're capable of, and see which is going to be the next pro hero. I, for one, like this, perspective. You guys are asking me, why am I talking about this? I'm sure you're asking why I've been listening for so long. It's because, when My Hero Academia came out, I didn't jumped on the bandwagon and watched it. I basically stuffed it aside and just didn't watch it for so long. But now that because I'm on break and trying to study for school, I decided to basically fill up on time and binge watch the whole series all at once. Not all at once, just this season one and half of season two. I stopped at episode 12 of season two, basically episode 20. I think that's 25. I, for one, liked it, and I enjoyed the ride, especially with the arcs and what they did, because there was so much emotion, so many things going on, so much that was happening, especially both light and dark. I think the two MVPs of the arc were basically Tatsuki Bakugo and Shoto Todoroki. I think they're the MVPs and kind of my two favorite characters of these art because they have so much drive and passion. And the fact that Midoriya, he knows these guys too well, and even though he's been like friends with Kacchan for a while, he can understand Todoroki because he has such a tragic backstory. I'm not going to tell you. It's better that you watch the series. The fact that I got to watch these characters, it made me really feel for them, and I really enjoyed them. I really enjoyed the ride. It was enjoyable. I liked it. It was all out. This is basically a tournament arc, the sports festival. It's a tournament arc. And what's the most famous anime who's known for setting up tournaments and make characters progress? I'll give you a hint. Its initial starts with DB. There's a Z in there. I think you guys pretty much guessed that. Anyway, I pretty much I understand and this story how they all progress the characters. I'm gonna keep going and keep on binge watching these, but I think it's for better if I stop binge watching them all. I think it's better if I share my thoughts with you on this. Maybe you want me to do more live reactions. I'm trying to see if I can do a schedule where I can do more live reactions again, especially if I have any free time. Maybe binge watch a couple episodes all at once as they release them at certain intervals. Because I'm only halfway through season two, and season one and the first half of season two was pretty good in my opinion, because especially with so much that was going on. It had me pumping my blood pumping, like what's gonna happen next, and really enjoyable. And there's also the movie, Two Heroes. Oh, don't even get me started on that. I, for one, want to be up for the ride. If you guys are down with me, if you want me to give you more of my opinions and to give you more enjoyable results, because as a fan of anime, and I'm willing to do this because I like to share my expressions, my feelings with people, but I also want to do this to make sure people watch my videos and continue on cheering and supporting me and my endeavors. I have friends who are far more successful than I am and who are way better than this stuff than me. If you want to go to their channels, I have their channels right there on my YouTube channel. There's Manime, Pop Anime Comments, Dylan, Dylan for anime, Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything. They're cool guys. They're some of the best. They're better than me, and they're pretty cool. I for one enjoy their channels and their content. They all want to be like me. I want to be like them mostly. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. If you guys want me to continue, to do more videos like this, more expressive videos like on My Hero Academia, I'm for one willing to give it a shot. If you guys are willing take it, go down this road with me. I really love the series, and I really enjoyed the ride. Because it's such an emotional, especially the characters like Mizuki, Midoriya being a crybaby sometimes, and he's basically a bit of a nerd and a fanboy, but he's living out his dreams and is basically an underdog. I mean, this is his story basically, how he become the world's greatest hero, and I for one want to see how this story progresses. And it also reminds me that I know that I gotta read the manga as well to see what happens next in the storyline. I for one really want to see what happens next, and hopes to enjoy this as much as I can. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. And comment, subscribe, give me your opinion. Don't